Episode 561 of the TV Dudes, recorded October 17th, 2025. Older, hotter, wiser?
That's how I feel this week. John Paul picks the show again as our Patreon showrunner. That's right, it's Patreon showrunner selection time. And this time, we're checking out the Peacock Emerging Voices series, Older, Hotter, Wiser.
And where did this voice emerge from, Nick?
Emerging voices? Why, they come from where all emerging voices come from. TikTok, my friend.
Oh, that bodes well.
Indeed. But before we get to that, I'm Nick.
And I'm Les.
And we're the TV Dudes.
And you know, a bunch of old hotties isn't all we watched this week. To the Patreon!
Actually, oh wait. No, I did the math now. Yep, that's right. No, go, proceed.
Thank you. Patreon.com/TVDudes lets you hear the weekly show for free. It's where you should be right now. Look around. If you're not at Patreon.com/TVDudes, go there and listen to the show. Plus, for $1 a week, you get an extra episode. This week, we play dirty with Shane Black, Mark Wahlberg, and Lakeith Stanfield in the movie Play Dirty. Man, I should have rewritten that one. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we review Play Dirty on Amazon Prime.
Perfect. No
and
notes.
Now Diaries.
Diaries!
The Diaries of the Television Dudes. Brought to you by only the finest cocaine wine.
God damn it, I watched a lot of My Hero Academia. So I've talked about this on the show a couple times, right? I think, wasn't this showrunner pick as well? Now that I'm thinking about it?
Oh, gosh.
Didn't someone have us
Someone
watch?
had us watch My Hero Academia.
It was back when we were just doing the first four, and we didn't think that was a good, no one took advantage of the, but yeah, I think
It was back when everybody was just making Randy watch anime.
Yeah. I think this one is, and of course there's the inherent anime-ness of, I thought if you and
we didn't even get to the powers in the first four, did we?
No, well, we didn't get to the school.
The school, that's what it was. That's what it was.
We got plenty of powers. We should get to the school, which is the premise.
Right.
And so, but Les, I mean, you can't lay that on Eastern media of not getting to your premise in a reasonable amount of time.
No one has ever told them that was a rule. Right.
And Westerners aren't teaching them that's a rule either. Let's be fucking fair on it.
No.
We're talking about GenV later and how much time they spend in a fucking school.
Good God.
But yeah, I really like that show. It since it is for specifically just because it's animated, not all anime is for kids.
Mm-hmm.
But this anime is for kids. It's superheroes. It's very shiny. It's very kid oriented, and in doing so, they have a lot of Ninja Turtle style breakdown, GI Joe style hey, here's that character. Since we have a billion fucking characters,
right?
Here's that character. Here's a little hey, here's their name because they all have Japanese names, so they might be a little hard to remember. Remember the last name is first, so they're flipped. Just be, and also here's a little this is what their power is called. Here's a little breakdown of what it does, and most of the time I would say hey, you don't have to repeat that. I get, but there's so many of them, and watching them interspersed, I was actually this is very helpful.
We all read a lot of comics across the board as kids, but you were still grateful for the editor box that saved your ass on.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy that can talk to animals, but I genuinely forgot if he telepathically talks to them. No, he actually
out loud has to,
and that comes into play in one of the there's a sound villain that fucks him up because the animals can't hear him.
Okay,
the vibration sound waves need to happen. But I really like that show. I think it is. It was weird that we found other animes that you really did like, which were Delicious in Dungeons and. Kotaro Lives Alone, which feels like they don't have the screamy element that you don't like in anime. Right. So everyone yells their motivation and stuff in a way. So anime is not subtle in a way that I think Westerners are about motivations and emotions.
Yeah, I want my X-Men to be sad and Twin Peaksy.
Yeah.
Not screamy in anime.
But that being said, one of my favorite parts is Screamy and stuff where one of the kids on it is like they like to switch up the powers. Like if someone has a villain power, normally a villain power, they actually usually are a hero. Like there's a guy that looks evil and makes multiple copies of himself.
Okay.
And he's totally a good guy, but he spits out ectoplasm ghosts of himself. But he's a totally good guy. And like, okay, your look does not give off that vibe.
Like you told me one dude with like sweats dynamite or rage issues.
Yeah, so that's the kid Bakugo who he actually has no hero name because he keeps pitching Murder Lord. Psycho killer.
Come on.
Like your hero
Qu'est-ce
no
que c'est?
your hero name can't invoke murder. Bakugo, like why not? And so the villains see this psychopath and are like, "Oh, what an easy
man.
recruit to our side."
Right.
Because he's violent, he's crazy, he always wants to win.
Like Toad and Blob are like, dude.
Yeah, this guy's our
man.
pyro. He's with us.
Right.
And so like 5 or 6 villains kidnap this kid, and they're like, man, doesn't it make more sense? And this is the simplest yet very effective method, like not methodology, but like philosophy for heroing that keeps this kid from turning full Sasuke and turning on everyone, which is, yeah, no, I could have been a villain at any time. Like, I don't need to be no one needs to be recruited to be a villain. That kind of just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you want to know why I'm a hero? Okay, so look at this room. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adults and 1 child. You needed 5 adults to kidnap 1 child. Villains are bitches. You guys are fucking pussies. And I'm a hero because heroes beat multiple villains a day and they do it all by themselves. I don't need anybody.
Like
you
weird takeaway.
And you're like, so when he's fighting on your side, you definitely don't want to like fight against him. So you're not really like, I guess I don't want to question exactly why you're doing this. It's not the most noble reason I've ever heard.
Right.
But also, villains are bitches is.
It's working out though.
Also, that's a pretty effective. He will never be proven wrong. Villains are bitches.
Right. Like you monologue and team up. Like,
What do you guys do when you lose a fight? You fucking run. You know what I do? I fucking fight harder and I explode that motherfucker and then I end up winning.
He sounds
like
fucking Barney from
he's a genuinely insane
it's like
child.
Neil Patrick Harris from How I Met Your Mother. Like so you know what I do when I'm sick? I just feel I get more awesome and feel better. True story.
He's genuinely like everyone they learn to deal with them, but also like oh hey Bakugo, what's up? I'm like, oh no, he's been tied up again, and he's just literally with the Hannibal Lecter mask and like oh I don't know, I guess he's on timeout again, and no one bats an eye of like that there's this child like no the crazy thing would be let him out of that contraption.
Right.
But yeah, I greatly enjoy that show. I'm gonna actually get to some of the new stuff. They actually put some new stuff out. Other than that, I haven't really caught up on anything except for our Deathstalker type. But we'll save that for our Patreon.
We'll talk about that on Patreon, yeah.
Because we are currently woefully uneducated in Deathstalker, but that will change soon.
Very soon. If you don't know what
Very
Deathstalker
excited.
is, you will learn it on this show very, very shortly.
Did make me watch some of Wizards of the Lost Kingdom and the 3K though. But yeah, what did you watch, my man?
Let's see. I actually went to the theater with Fanny and saw One Battle After Another. Which
good.
I would recommend. It's really long. I mean, I would be the first to bitch about that. I actually really enjoyed it. It is frequently really funny. The more I thought about it, the more I kind of liked what it has to say about keeping your powder dry and like what real struggle, like what staying in something for the long haul looks like in a variety of ways, whether that be revolution or parenting or whatever, like what commitment to a thing really looks like in the face of burnout.
Yeah.
And it's frequently just really fucking funny. DiCaprio is great in it in a really subtle, like quiet role. Like he's not eating bears and shit.
Name me a thing where Leonardo DiCaprio's dog shit in something.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, true.
Like,
but this isn't like a big flashy showy. Like he's just kind of a fuck up in this. It kind of looks like the Big Lebowski running through an apocalypse. It's fucking funny. But yeah,
a dumb facial hair.
Also, man, Sean Penn is insane. It's got a very Dr. Strangelove absurdity to it.
Sure.
And he plays Sergeant Lockjaw.
It's been a minute since I've seen Sean Penn in a big role.
Man, he's crazy as fuck. And veiny, like big, indefinite, like crazy shape.
All right.
Yeah, would recommend. In theaters now. Big screeny, fun, old school looking movie. Also, because Diane Keaton passed away,
Of course.
I realized I was talking to Fanny, and Fanny really loved Diane Keaton, and I mentioned I had never really seen most of her work. Like, I know her, but from, like, being the mom on the Family Stone, or, like, the lady from Baby Boom.
Baby Boom.
Like, since she and Father of the Bride, like, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And, like, Fanny's like, no. Annie Hall, like, Manhattan, and, like, all the Woody Allen.
Don't know
Why
what
are
you're
you
talking about.
sad? Like,
I don't even understand why you...
How do you know her?
What are you missing?
How are you friends with her? Yeah, so I ended up sitting down and watching a movie that I probably would have just never watched because I hadn't watched it, and Woody Allen sucks now.
What are you
I watched
missing
Annie
right now?
Hall.
Baby Boom? Baby Boom? I'm going to pretend you didn't fucking say that.
I am sad about Baby. So I watched Annie Hall for the first time, and it is so Woody Allen. And honestly, so the Woody Allen shtick wasn't the most surprising bit. I've seen Jesse Eisenberg, so I know how Woody Allen sounds.
Oh, jeez.
It's so self-loathing Jewish. It's hilarious, but only in this, like, remembering that, oh God, you're not the start of this. There's a Borscht Belt years before you, but like you brought this to like the movie. You did it on film so well that no one does it after you. And similarly, like the real eye opener was Diane Keaton playing a role that is so iconic, and not just in movies, but like everyone's prom now has some girl in it dressed like some version of, like, one of the eras of Annie Hall in that movie. Like right now.
The original manic pixie dream girl.
And enough so that it's hard to keep... I had to keep telling myself that she's not doing an Annie Hall thing. She's starting the Annie Hall thing.
Right.
And just absolutely wild. Also,
John Carter of Mars is a pretty bad ripoff of Star Wars.
Right.
Come on.
The other really surprising part, and the thing that, like, made me realize, like, okay, this is why this movie put Allen on the map. Like, this is why this is considered great. There's some fourth wall breaks and shit in this movie that are unexpected and take a little bit of a zag when they should zig, that are really good. One of them in particular, he's with her in line to see this movie, and he's kvetching about it, and there's a guy behind him that's just talking a bunch of pretentious shit about some director or another, and this is why I don't like it. He really talks about it, and really this guy. And Alan's bitching about him. And finally, like, Alan breaks the fourth wall and like goes to the audience for backup of, like, and this guy doesn't know shit about shit and is an idiot and blah, blah, blah. And the guy behind him notices him do it, looks at us through the fourth wall break with him, and steps up to go, no. I'm in the right here. You guys heard it all. Now, come on. Man,
you heard this. Who's the bad guy here?
Like, there's a couple of moments I was like, oh my God, he got hijacked out of his own fucking...
It's like Deadpool getting his shit hijacked.
It was...
Actually, that's how She-Hulk should be in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Totally. And it works on such a, like, other level to make Alan into the even, like, smaller, like, you got pushed aside in your own fourth wall break, dude.
Yeah.
And it, like, oh my God, that nails this whole character so succinctly. That's the kind of shit why this movie's great. Got it. So yeah, got to watch Annie Hall, despite Woody Allen still sucking. Though, also because of Diane Keaton, I was going through a list of all her movies and trying to figure out why I knew her besides Baby Boom. So I was starting to feel really fucking horrible. And I saw a movie on there that not only had I never heard of, I couldn't find anyone who had heard of.
That's always a good sign.
Harry and Walter Go to New York. And it's a movie. It's got Diane Keaton in it, so, you know, it's worth looking up what the shit it is.
There's a title all, like, built with fucking accolades of an instant classic.
I found a review of it that said it's so cute, it's like it's based on a coloring book based on The Sting. And that's not entirely untrue, but the cast of it is Redbox before there was Redbox. I feel like that's somehow
fair, but also vicious.
This was made in 1976. It's got James Caan, Elliot Gould, Michael Caine, Diane Keaton, Charles Durning, Leslie Ann Warren, Carol Kane,
Two Canes.
Yep. Burt Young, who's Paulie from Rocky. It's also got Ted Cassidy, Lurch. It's absolutely insane. It's Elliot Gould and James Caan are vaudeville singer, comedian, basically con artists, like small time, and like ripping off people's wallets and stuff. Very quickly, they get arrested. And sent to the same prison as Michael Caine, who's the world's greatest safecracker, bank robber.
Sure.
When we meet
that's
Michael,
a thing we rank.
Sure. And like is apparently like a respected thing that like has like enough people. There's like an economy of it in London that all eat at the same nice restaurant, like Continental before it's Continental, I guess. When we first meet Caine, he's making a deal.
You got to crick a dial by touch to get in.
Seriously. Caine is sitting with the bank president having lunch and explaining like, well, the same deal I'll give you the same deal I have with all your competitors in the city. And he pulls this huge satchel out and he's like, obviously I've kept all the cash from your safes, but we'll sell you back your paper securities for 15 cents on the dollar. And you know what? We did some damage to your door on the way in. You can take it out of my side. And like the bank president, she's like furious, but like also like, God damn it, you gentleman criminal, Michael Caine.
Well, 15 cents on the dollar. There's no way he's going to get that back without spending more than that.
Right.
This is a deal, actually.
And of course, then he gets arrested and sent to the same prison. And the next time we cut, literally like immediate smash cut, Michael Caine is in like a triple cell with tapestries up and nice furniture and brandy and like Cornish game hens.
Oh my God,
and, like,
the fucking cell from Goodfellas.
Basically, immediately. And the warden's in there like having brandy with him and like, yes sir, I'll come back later, see if you need anything. I'm like, yeah. And our two idiots, Khan and Elliot Gould, are his like manservants that are like getting him everything. And Diane Keaton is this is how famous Michael Caine is. Diane Keaton is a reporter who's writing an article on the like Gentleman Thief. And
feels like you shouldn't be admitting crimes in a fucking paper, but all right.
Right. So while she's there and has a cameraman, James Caan, who is, I can't stress how dumb James Caan's character is. They are both dumb as bricks. Caan can't read. He decides that Michael Caine is working on a new score and all the plans are up hidden behind a tapestry. And Caan just pulls back the tapestry and is like, figure out how to work that camera, take a photo. They take the photo and catch all of the plans on fire in the process. And then proceeds one of many genius idiot conversations in this movie. They have an argument about whether the camera's fast enough to have caught it while burning. Because the paper's burned up pretty fast, but how fast is that camera lens thing?
So that must be back when camera, like, wow, the magic of technology. When people didn't know how technology worked.
Nothing. Like
they really think some elf gnome is actually etching a fucking...
I'll be real, the magic of vaudeville feels like when people didn't know how entertainment worked. Like, boredom was so strong that it was like, I'm rolling a hoop down the road. That worked for a minute. Like, yeah. So, from there on in the movie is Michael Caine and his crew get a copy of his plans back because they figure out they're taking a photo. Mm-hmm. And they're still going to pull their job because it's the biggest job they've ever pulled. Meanwhile, Diane Keaton and her... liberal newspaper need money, and they and our idiot too,
Con and Gould, are
also going to do the same robbery. Only they have the plans, but literally zero skill at this. So, like the plans call for them to take a bicycle pump, and they do because they're scared to not take it, but they have no idea why they need it or what it'll come in handy for. And so, like for most of the plan, this guy's just got a bicycle pump. Until finally, like, they don't know what to do at one point, and like...
Now, that's...
I see it!
That's an idea for a movie of... Can you plan a thing so well that even complete novices or idiots could pull off a job as long as they follow instructions?
Right.
Like, I kind of like that as long as you... Because I like the idea, like, okay... Unless you are a safecracker, some of these notes are not going to fucking make sense.
Right.
But if I take all the materials with me, can I improv my way until they start to make sense?
Right. Like, okay, there shouldn't be, this isn't like rebuilding something and going, well, those are extra screws. Like, no. Everything I'm sending you with, you will need.
Yeah, no, this is not an IKEA fucking furniture.
Right.
Do not come back with a screw or something.
Right.
Like, you'll have fucked it up.
Yeah, I promise you needed every bicycle pump I sent you with. And so the whole movie is pretty cute and has some fun lines. Diane Keaton gives an amazingly crazy speech about how if this bank is going to be robbed, at least it should be robbed for justice, and so we should do it.
Okay.
There's just a lot of fun, like race against time, or race against each other for like who can pull this heist off first. Like, but the inept ones need to go faster, which is working against them. They end up like going into the building like opposite directions and causing problems for each other because like there shouldn't be a hole there. It's really fun. By the end of it, Michael Caine gets caught going into the bank by the cops who were looking for Khan and
who have already done the heist.
who've already done the heist. And Kane's like, I mean, I don't mean to tell you your job, copper, but I'm going in, so I can't have robbed it yet. So, but he ends up going to jail for it because you realize like he can't really admit.
I got to either go to take the rap for this or admit that someone stole this out from under me.
Right. Also, we know that jail's not that bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's not sacrificing that much.
And when he gets out, like the way the movie actually closes is, James Caan and Elliot Gould walking into this restaurant that they've wanted to be accepted, like where all the ritzy criminals eat, and want to be accepted, and they're about to get thrown out by Lurch because they were in there before earlier in the movie and got thrown out. And Michael Caine stands up and like dings the glass and the crystal and like no, like respect. And they have a little moment of like that's. The movie's too cute by half because even though Elliot Gould routinely is making fun of his partner for seriously not being able to read, in a way that's not, like, it's just kind of mean.
Feels kind of, I don't know, feels a little bit punching down here, I guess.
Everything is also just kind of adorable. Like, you fellas, you scamps, you rascals, I'll get you next time. Like, it's definitely got a Sting vibe in that sense. This movie, I think, is partly forgotten to time because all the jokes are rushed and none of them really land, and partly forgotten to time because
it's so weird because, like, as you
Ellie
describe
Gould's
it, like, that sounds like a pretty good.
Oh,
okay, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty of it. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't see that. I missed that part.
In a really great plot point, they have been timing their robbery to an opera that's happening right next door.
See.
And they need to extend the end of the opera by like 5 or 10 minutes. So in an inspired moment, James Caan runs in and just takes over an opera with made up words, like just singing random like, he's not the real husband, I'm his dead twin. Like that kind of shit. But he gets a laugh and the orchestra's like, fuck it. Like, this is our closing night. It's the best we've got. Like, we're putting them to sleep. They're awake.
And this wouldn't have worked without the blackface.
And I know what you're thinking, but they needed a second 5 minutes. And so everybody was like, well, Elliot Gould's got to run out there as a Moor.
All right.
He's Egyptian. What else are you going to do? Literally anything else. Just do anything else.
Like there was a lot on the table. We could have done
there were other options, I think. Like, well, in the moment, this is what we've done.
Okay.
And I did think it was like, so he runs out there in...
You think this will age poorly? I can't see
probably
how it would.
Right. It's not as thorough as say fucking Silver Streak or Trading Places or whatever, like some of those. Like he runs out there in blackface and like the camera cuts away. When they cut back, somehow Elliot Gould's already sweated off like a third of it.
Sure.
And then the camera cuts away and cuts back and like because I was staring straight at him the whole time, just holy shit.
Hard to look away.
And I feel like just Flop Sweat was like, we got you, Gould. Because it definitely fades off, but a huge portion of the act definitely, it's set in 1892 and vaudeville or whatever, 18 something. And Gould is definitely bugging his eyes out and going all teeth. Like, it's... He's doing an Al Jolson-y thing. It's cringy. So I will charitably say that that's probably why this is lost to time.
Jeepers.
But Harold and Walter Go to New York was definitely a crazy fucking thing to watch.
Sure.
Outside of that, I think the only other thing I really watched this week is our dessert.
Right.
Next, most of the Paramount shows are back, but I'm about to binge watch through all of them, and I'll have them for next week.
Sure.
But we watched the penultimate GenV.
Indeed.
You started this Diaries talking about people's weird ass powers and who's got a villain power and who's got a weird power and
Right.
And GenV's got a lot of that.
Well, I mean, Marie definitely has a villain type power, but normally I would not consider it a villain until the end of this episode. So this is probably got to be, I would think, no contest, the worst episode of GenV.
Right.
I would say that it's still a pretty good episode of television.
As we're going to talk about on the Patreon, like a mid-grade Shane Black movie is still better than most action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was still one of the most fun things that I've watched in a couple of weeks.
It only really has two problems, and I think one of the problems also stems from the other. One of them being that they have overclocked Marie, as the stuff with her sister has not worked. They rushed through it too fast.
They rushed the Jordan thing, but it worked okay.
It was okay. They did what they needed to do on it. Them going after Kate in the thing kind of redeems her for another dumb... Redeeming herself for a dumb thing by doing another dumb thing surprisingly worked.
Right. I was actually shocked how much that worked.
The sister having powers feels dumb and rushed because there's no way she did in the first season. Like that, it feels like a rewrite in a way that is noticeable and feels weird.
Right.
Only so that she can give warnings that no one fucking listens to.
Right. Man, that again, Emma almost always gets my favorite line in an episode, but when Marie's like, "You can't know that," to her sister, and Emma, before she even finishes the sentence, is like, she's a precog, so she almost certainly knows that.
And so in this episode, Marie goes full YA novel heroine and decides to leave all her friends behind because it's too dangerous.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And like I think I was telling you at some point that this is the Harry Potter leaving fucking Hermione and Ron
Straight
or whatever, or Katniss Everdeen not wanting to or volunteer.
No, it's just sneaking away in the middle of the night to go fight the monster.
And it's so dumb and performative self-sacrifice.
Right.
When always the lesson is, no, bring your friends, because friendship is power. Yeah. Like we teach, like, if the Care Bears have figured this out, I don't understand why it's taken you so goddamn long.
Right.
But also, hey, just friendship, maybe not its magic, but also practicality. The more people you have, the more chances that you have to take out Cypher.
Right.
It seems like he can't take over more than one person at a time. So, like, so her wanting to leave them behind is fine.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. Like, okay, yeah, I get that she wants to leave them behind. After they they basically break down, we're not leaving you behind, she goes ahead and blood bends them.
Right.
And in a way that she has not done before. She has not portrayed herself as this powerful.
But she has been leveling up every time she's done something. But this whole scene makes her a villain in my what she
takes their autonomy away in a way that isn't. And why it happens, because it does, even for how they've written Marie so far, it feels out of character even for the shitty character they've written.
Right.
And the reason they do it is so that Kate has a big moment to refuse, because she's been trying to get Marie to fix her the entire time.
And Marie's fixed two people already.
And and she's like, I don't know how I'm going to, but at some point I'm going to prove to you that I'm not the same person I was before, and that you'll let me help you.
Right.
And this is her moment. It didn't happen right then.
Right.
But, this is her moment to prove it.
It's good writing, or at least the way that Kate's character handles it. Like, Marie has everybody blood bent up in the air and looks over at Kate and, I'll fix your powers, but when I put them down, you have to push them and tell them not to come with me.
Yeah. And Kate's like, I've already promised them to I would never do that again.
And promised you, and also how horrifyingly bad that was, for all of them. So
Jordan's still kind of reeling from the last time
Cypher did it. Yeah, you can't possibly do this to your friends or even suggest it. I don't care. I get they haven't sold me on how badly she needs them to not come with her at this point, especially when leaving them and not come. leaving them and not coming back from Elmira is how a bunch of them got killed anyway. Like, just bring them along this time. Learn that lesson. It made me so mad.
And so it's kind of it furthers Kate's character in a good way.
It's great for Kate. It makes me like Kate more.
But because she's the only character that can give Kate that moment at this point. Like, I would have made it Cypher somehow, but that would have made a couple rewrites to have him be there.
Right.
It wouldn't have been clean to have Cypher give her the option.
Right.
But Cypher or a villain should give her that option, and she should say no. And that's what proves to the group.
Right.
Because that's a villain offer. Like, and it makes Marie kind of a villain.
Yeah.
And I think they don't want us to see that. They want us to see the YA, isn't it noble how she's trying, she's wrong, but she's trying to help her friends. Like, no, this is ego and dumb in a way that is frankly a straw too far. But yeah, she goes in there to fix Godolkin, who they figured out that the guy in the tube is Godolkin.
Okay.
Now, so that was the final. Like that they did that last episode. And spoiler alert for the most obvious, dumbest spoiler that no one needs because we've all figured this out so far ahead of time. In the show, again, here's the big problem. So the Marie thing is just kind of bad. It was a bad moment on a character. But
it's been rushed all season.
It's been rushed all season, and it's not fucking breaking. What's been really bugging me, low-key bugging me the whole time, like, because like Marie's thing is there and then it's over. What's been bugging me the whole time is how dumb everyone is about this Godolkin reveal. So Godolkin is Cypher, Hudadoy, and it feels like no one can jump on this logic in a way that any audience member has for episodes now. I don't know what they could have done. I would have taken away my sureness of it somehow. I would have taken away the flash forward in the beginning so we don't know Godolkin died in the fire.
Right. Or flashback, yeah.
Like, do a flashback. I don't know he died in a fire, so I don't know who that is. And I would have that, so even if fans figure it out, their theory is that guy's Godolkin.
Right.
But if it's a theory, suddenly it's suspenseful, and then you have the excitement of being right.
Right.
But when it's so obvious, I don't even have the excitement of being right. I'm just waiting for a thing to happen.
And I mean, at no point did I not think that Godolkin had gotten powers or had powers, even though we don't know that he has. Well, we saw him shoot himself up, didn't we?
We didn't see him shoot himself up.
Okay. No, everyone else did, and that's when all the shit started.
Everyone else did, and then the fire starts, and he burns in the fire. And because we don't see him, even though there's V around, we don't see him inject V. I guess that's their excuse for why the audience doesn't...
But I guess, because I was like, man, why did I... Because of the Flash. I mean, he's in a fire in a lab with...
He's in a fire in a lab, and now he's in a tube, and all of a sudden, Cypher is a guy that doesn't have V in his blood. But and those two facts together, I was like, okay... So the guy in the tube must be the one with the V in his blood.
I felt sure the whole time, but I could tell myself I don't have any reason for that. I'm just remembering 8 million other comic books. Until he doesn't have V in his blood. Oh, well then that means he's a puppet. Yes,
so
I'm right.
The reveal for Godolkin was actually real, because I didn't know that guy. The guy in the tube was Godolkin for a minute. I always knew that dude in the tube was Cypher.
Right.
Like those are actually two separate reveals. So, and they give up the reveal on Godolkin a episode ago, and which was
I assumed as soon as we saw it burn dude that was Godolkin,
right?
But only because of the flashback,
right?
Why else show me that?
But I needed Cypher not having V in his blood for me to really oh, well, Cypher has V in his blood, and if that's Godolkin, he would have to be, oh, I guess Godolkin is a soup now. Yeah. Like that kind of is what the thing was there, and there's too many, they give you too many facts to figure it out. But if they had, and so they give you the Godolkin reveal thinking they haven't revealed that the guy in the tube is Cypher. Right. When that was the early reveal. Right. Because they shouldn't have revealed that Cypher didn't have V in his blood. I don't know how you don't reveal that or whatever, but don't reveal that because that makes me immediately know he's a puppet. And if there's a guy in the tube and he's the puppet, then the guy in the tube has to be the puppet master.
Yeah. Even just saying well, I don't know, can you tell all the versions of it?
I would give him a low-grade dumb power that he has V in his blood, but that's not his power. Like, wakes up and no, my power is dumb. It's da-da-da. so that he can have V in his blood, and you don't have that clever reveal like, oh, he's a regular person.
Oh man, that would work extra. Like if he had the hands for feet or some dumb shit.
Yeah,
because that would make it like, I'm sorry, that dude wants to call the herd.
Mm-hmm.
No, have you seen his power? His power's dumb.
Yeah,
like he says all the professors are soups, but like technically.
Also, man, it is sad when that guy wakes up because he is all mentioning like, I live with my cat in my car after I got fired from Blockbuster, and I'm like, yeah, you've been fucking puppeted for a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that after Polarity figures out how to like jump him out of his mind with like an EMP blast. Godelkin like does the math on his plan and basically comes up with nothing. Like, fuck, I am fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And really thinking about like, he thinks I'm going to be in this pain body forever.
Yes.
And basically just thinks about it like,
might as well end it.
Might as well end it now because there's no way. And then Sage must have tipped him off on this because like, holy shit, she came back. Sage was right. Man, you got to give her credit. Like, I did not think. And because you got to think that, okay, the only thing that those dumb motherfuckers know is that I'm after Marie.
Right.
Why the fuck would she come here by herself?
And it's Sage's bet on like, nope, I'm telling you, her complex and this and all the like person manipulation.
Yeah. And that makes Sage smart in a way that I buy.
Yeah.
So the Cypher reveal is the extension of the Sage reveal at the end of the last season, where of the boys, where Sage's plan can't have worked. It doesn't. That all being part of her plan doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like that all being a thought out plan doesn't track. I don't care how far back you justify it.
But I think you'd mentioned off my her healing him is a bonus plan.
Yes. So
because the thing that collapses the plan in his mind is the ability to be kicked out.
Yeah.
If Polaris, whatever his name is, if Polaris can boot me out of mines, that's game changing in a way that I wouldn't have started this. I've got to rethink this.
Yeah.
No. And so I like that. Like I didn't clock that at first, but that distinction is important for what's the plan and what's not. It's why I think Cypher's plan this season is a little smarter than Sage's and the boys that.
It's a guy who's always about control, and the minute he loses even a bit of it, he thinks, why not just end it all?
Right.
Because he only has semi-control over everything.
Yeah.
And like if he doesn't have total control.
And like soft manipulation and these long bets is hard for him.
Yeah. And so this pays
why
off.
ask anyone to do anything ever if you can just take over them and make them?
This is a payoff for him in a long game. And so she heals the guy in the tube. It turns out to be Cypher. At least Kate's finally the one that... Kate and Polarity both... like, they both figured out at the same time for different reasons. Kate figures out that he's talking like, whoa, I've heard that, but oh no.
Oh no.
And then Polarity is like, wait, this guy's not Cypher. He's another oh no. And like I love that they have the simultaneous like, and it's
shit, where's Marie?
It's a little undercut by the, well, now finally guys, Jesus.
Right.
But it's shot right. They have the right reactions and go, fuck, where's Marie? Like,
right. We got to get out of here. No,
they have the exact right
reactions.
It's not their fault that this wasn't conceived well in the writing process. I think Sam Sam and Emma has come off probably the best throughout this series. Yeah. Sam being a real person with mental problems really comes across every time they talk about it. Emma,
that he's actually had a really long stretch of being pretty good right this second. Like most of this season, he's been getting better. Like the Sam that we remember and like. And I'm impressed that the writers have kept Emma consistent with we aren't anything. We are friends. I'm your friend. But you did some horrible shit last season, and I'm not with you, man. If I'm not with that dude either.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to be,
that's none of your goddamn business.
Yourself. Like, and in a way that, I mean, I'll be real. Like most sane people would be scared to talk that way to Sam. He's not stable enough, and he's insanely strong.
Right.
And fast.
They would try and handle him, and he actually hates that.
Yeah. And she just doesn't. I love Emma so much. She's such a fucking great character.
She's the best.
Like she's kind of a train wreck, but she's great.
Like her just waking up after the failed rescue was probably the best.
Oh my god.
No, we did that dumb thing, but whatever.
So wait, how the fuck are you guys? We're your rescue.
Yeah, I guess that fucking worked out great. So they're gonna team up next episode and take out gonna be carnage on the campus again.
Yup.
Just like the first season, having to either stop Soups from killing themselves or stop Soups from killing them, and it'll all end with Marie getting fucked up and having to like heal herself back to one, as she like can like resurrect herself. And that's gonna fuck with people. And now how I would end this is that, so every time she's healed somebody, they've bled in their nose a little bit.
Right.
So I would heal her. If you really wanted to end Gen V and have it have nothing to do with the boys, I would have her heal herself, but everyone in the vicinity, because that was such a thing to do, they all lose their powers.
Right. It's like she depowers the campus.
She depowers the entire campus. Like,
which only leaves like the current crop of adult.
Which leaves the 7.
Just
and,
leaves
like,
the boys.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
Homelander and them get a whiff of it, and all of a sudden, I would make a big plot point. Hey, we need to find
especially after that super orgy got killed.
Absolutely. I would make the hunt for her the new race between the boys and the 7.
Right.
Whoever finds her first wins.
Right. Yeah, this is the worst episode of Gen V so far, and it's still pretty badass. I am stoked for the finale next week. Can't wait to see how it goes down.
Hopefully we get to see more of a... I know we brought in her not boyfriend that was part of the resistance
the guy
movement,
that can fly.
But also there's a copy girl and...
And Tail.
Or
Chameleon.
Hair. And hair vagina person, Bush leader.
There's Chameleon and Bushmaster.
Bushmaster.
That's
pretty
great.
awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
Hopefully get to see some of them, you know. Did know that baby fucking diaper guy was going to get killed, for
Bondage
sure.
baby. Oh, man. Why are you in a diaper?
I'm telling you to leave. That's exactly what someone trying to trick a bondage baby would say. What? That might be the line of the fucking episode.
Man. Yeah. Well, let's talk now about JP's pick this month. Older, Hotter, Wiser.
Another year older? Check. Hotter? Check. Wiser? We'll get back to that.
I've toured this show across the country, but this time it's different. I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
What?
Road trip.
When are we getting into California?
Approximately 47 hours, 21 minutes, 30 seconds, over a couple days.
Looks like we're not ordering room service.
You know how, right?
I know how to pump gas, Felix. I chose the diesel one, like the jeans.
You're kidding, right?
We're in the middle of nowhere!
All right, well, now let's talk about JP's pick this month. Older, Hotter, Wiser. Older, Hotter, Wiser is part of the
Do I gotta
new...
pick one, or...?
Right. You can... It's good, fast, cheap.
Yeah,
You can only have 2.
I can only have 2?
It might be true. That might be... There's an angle for you, for your show. This is part of Peacock's Emerging Voices series, which is actually just kind of a fucking slick way for them to figure out pilot season in the streaming world.
I think that was the most interesting thing about this Patreon pick, was realizing that, these are 10-minute episodes broken up into like 7 episodes.
My first thought was, no, I've seen everything that Quibi put out, and I chose whether or not to watch it or not, and this wasn't in it.
But really what it is a kind of a proof of concept pilot for a Serena Kerrigan show that technically is kind of a condensed Serena Kerrigan show. I'm not sure if the other emerging voice... it sounds like they are also short and kind of like this.
So looking at it, the structure of this is less like a pilot, which just kind of sets up the engine, but then beds nothing down, right? This is more like your band's demo tape of the whole season.
Yeah.
Like when you like this season on, and like this episode like clips through enough story in theory, because like she starts from New York and makes a road trip across the country.
The hope would be to do this in a studio and not in a garage.
Right. And yes, exactly. But basically these songs, and it's like she starts on one end of the country, does a road trip with her boyfriend to the other end of the country, trying to do this big live show that's going to take her from TikTok famous to
LA famous.
But the structure of it, like they split this 60-minute episode into like, I don't know, 8 to 12-minute chunks. There's 6 of them. We were only supposed to watch the first 4, but they're short. We watched all of them.
I was deeply fascinated, even though
I was not deeply fascinated. I would have stopped at 4, but Nick was going to keep it going, and
well, I couldn't. I didn't want to, because I'm like, well, I deeply suspect that there will be no lessons learned at the end of this, but I can't know for sure unless I watch the whole thing, or at least skip to the end. But that is a plot point we'll get to in a minute. So I think that's a smart thing for Peacock to do on a couple levels.
7 episodes. We watched all 7.
So Peacock basically orders a pilot, and rather than just letting that pilot sit without having it do anything, like the Aquaman or Wonder Woman pilot,
Global Frequency,
like all these, like those are all the pilots that we know exist, but like never got made, but are nerd famous.
For the love of God, can y'all break them into 10-minute chunks?
You know, there are, for every one of those, there's 100 ones that no one knows the fucking name of that are sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Right, truly gone.
That are truly fucking gone. And I kind of like the idea that, like, well, why would we lose content like that? Let's break them up into smaller chunks and throw them in. Like
somewhere Peacock still has Mockingbird Lane.
Yeah. And also they're trying to get into the TikTok scene.
Right.
Like, these are all emerging influencers, so they want to get into the social media.
Yeah, we looked at some of the plots of some of the other emerging voices, and they all seem to be...
Like it or not, those are all also new content creators, and Peacock, and I'm assuming other streaming services are going to try and get in on this in some way, shape, or form.
As opposed to Adults, which was really, really good, but was just a sitcom. Just built from... not even thinking of them as TikTok influencers or whatever... just thinking of them as young, fresh-faced actors who have a built-in Teen Beat fan base. Like Adults feels like the classic, like, somebody with a cigar was like, I know how to monetize you kids. And this feels like, you know, trying something a little different. Like, no, Dad, we should do it this way. I feel like is how the discussion went down.
So this is written and produced and stars... Serena Kerrigan, who is an influencer who's... I don't want to reduce her whole thing or whatever, but from how I see it, as from my perspective as a fucking, you know, being born in the 90s, 4 years after this woman, or like... Right. Or no, before this woman. She was in 94.
No, she's 4 years younger than you.
I think. Her thing is a motivational speaker. And I would see these people in my high school every once in a while. That would come up.
Man, we had the power team, man. Jesus helped them tear a phone book in half.
Yeah. And most of the time it was like believe in yourself or some bullshit or whatever. That turned into shit like The Secret and like kind of cultish shit. But like there's a, you know, triangle, like whatever fucking, you know, use the power of one, or like all this, you know, you've seen if you, and the what she's putting on in LA is what we would used to call a one person show or a one woman show.
Right. Now it looks like a TEDx.
Now it looks like a TED Talk, but also it's kind of a stand up.
Right. Like, and man, the net feeling from the audience and from, God help the poor editor that had to cut back and forth from this. It's supposed to be a sold out room of 500 people, and they just keep cutting back and forth to the same reaction shots, and people can only ever like nod or chuckle.
Well, yeah.
Except for the one dude, so there's one dude, she makes a joke about fucking a coffee table, and they reaction shot cut to one guy who is definitely like reacting, I think, to like a whole different portion of the thing or whatever. They just found the perfect reaction.
Yeah, there's no...
But he looks at the person next to him and like nods as if to like, yeah, we've all been there. Who among us has not fucked a coffee? Like, it's like they just cut to JD Vance.
So it's interesting you mentioned the nodding. The nodding brings me around to what the main problem of the show is, really. And the problem with the show is that because it is based off of her TikTok brand character.
Right. Serena fucking Kerrigan.
One, it's kind of not about her. It's about Serena Kerrigan, but also it's her about going to this show. So a lot of it is about her character, but also I feel like this isn't exactly her. She's not that different from SFK.
Right. I really wanted the show to have a bigger gap between the vulnerable human that I'm road tripping with and the persona that she has to present that is also wrapped up in the secret being just present the persona. You know, like she can't have an off day because her whole brand is shut up. And like there's a Troy McClure book in The Simpsons. You may know me from such books as Smoke Yourself Thin and Get Confident, Stupid. And like I feel like she read Get Confident, Stupid and was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna break this up for TikTok.
And so since SFK is her branded character that really can't have any flaws or in any way, really, and that's her whole thing is to become the main character of your own life. It can't not work for her.
Right.
That's not the image she wants to portray, which means that when other people react to things that SFK says, or even just Serena Kerrigan says, they have really no other response other than to agree with her.
Right.
There is no, because she has to be kind of right about everything in order for to protect her brand.
Right.
And because of that, there's only so many ways to portray that in an edit.
Right.
And most of it comes across as nodding.
Right. And seriously, like the same eight people.
Eight people in that audience and her boyfriend nod so goddamn much.
Right.
They have nothing else to do, which is weird because
Which nothing else to do is Felix's brand. So...
her fucking useless podcaster boyfriend. So
I really dislike Felix. I'm trying to be nice about it.
So what's interesting about the one woman show is that I think it actually is pretty well timed and funny.
No, Serena Kerrigan has comic timing.
She runs out of material pretty fast.
Right.
But in that first episode, I was like, I wanted to get your take on it because I was like, Les, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think this is funny, but the audience doesn't know how to react to it.
Right. Also, it's not as simple, I don't think, as like she doesn't have enough material because the theme of like what has she learned in this monologue at the end that we keep cutting back to, and it should speak to what is happening, like a lesson she just learned in that 10-minute episode, right? But it really doesn't, and so consequently, it's just kind of the same bit over and over. It's exactly what happens in like if you don't have a structure for a screenplay and know what. Like, if you don't know what the character's goals are on this scene, you'll just write fun-sounding stuff, but it's filler conversation, right? And that's what, like, a lot of her TED Talk feels like circling around to the same point because there's not... all of this starts to reveal more and more and more that there's no big arc for her in this, what feels like a season. The downside to breaking up the episode like that. You know, like... I'm expecting an arc of content because you broke it into a bunch of tiny episodes. And instead it just like she can't learn anything.
I forget exactly, I'm trying to look them up here with her commandments.
Yes.
But one is Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Bitch, which is like creating the magic of your own life. Basically her idea of being the main character of your own story. Mm-hmm. One is, I think, if he's not a fuck, or if they aren't a fuck yes, they're a fuck no.
Right. So, like, I'm sorry, which one is Felix?
Yeah.
She says in
bullshit.
We watched the start of I guess their second podcast, like, you know, like a year after they'd started dating.
I'm not saying that.
And she's like, well, you know, what was your second thought when you saw me? Like, I want to fuck the shit out of him. Like, I'm sorry, I am calling bullshit. No one's ever looked like...
Look,
like, man, I don't want to be mean to the guy, but like no one's ever looked.
I'm not saying he's never gotten laid. I'm saying he's had to put the work in.
Yes, no one's ever looked across the room and went, "That puddle of milk." Like,
there's a level of you're gonna have to get to know the real him. There is not shallow sex going on with him. But yeah, a lot of her advice, and so a lot of this is gonna sound like I am really bashing on Serena Kerrigan, when really I think her style of confidence inspiring TikTok or whatever works perfectly for that minimal timed social media post stuff. What brings it down in a narrative, long form narrative, is the fact that her advice is basically the same
every time,
which is fake it till you make it, or kind of be sexier.
Right. No, there's some of her stories feel like,
and if you put if confidence is sexier, then that's the same advice still.
Yes, yes. There's several times where it feels like she, thank God, at some point between parties or between boyfriends learned the lesson of getting out of her own way and being the tall, blonde, hot woman that she is.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even know from she's all that style.
We'll get to the white people problems she has in a minute.
Like, you know, even from a like, Can't Buy Me Love, she's all that thing. Like, I don't even know when she got Ugly Duckling. Like, she talks about kind of being a nerd and
well, it's hard to say because everything in SFK's thing, she openly admits to her boyfriend, like, that's all made up. That's a character she made.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
She makes all that up. The Jewish
SFK's fucking single.
Yeah, SFK's single. That Jewish camp she went to go give handjobs in, like, that didn't happen.
Man, so her boyfriend Felix has incredibly thin skin about
she's social influencer hot Stephen Colbert.
Right.
Like,
oh my
Colbert
God.
Report. Like that's not a real person.
No, you're right. Which is weird. So her boyfriend has real thin skin about he's never heard the show, which they don't really get into, but they really, really should.
She's never heard his. Really, for fucking...
And like he every time she starts to tell any of the SFK, like when she references anything that's SFK about other guys, like talking about Chris or Chad or like, she's had ex-boyfriends, you know? Everyone has had exes.
And she's like, well, oh, no, those are made up. So you wait. Like, no, but I've gotten dick down.
No, I've gotten dick down. Well, I don't want to hear it like that. He is incredibly thin-skinned about it.
Which is...
in a way that makes him come off as like, it's
whiny.
2025, you Brooklyn hipster.
Which means
how are you not in a polycule, you fucking... Like,
which means she can't learn an actual lesson about her act, because there is a lesson there of, hey, do you have anything, any struggle in your life that didn't involve a guy?
Or how about
having sex?
How about a trapped in a car long conversation from him about like, hey, I don't have a problem hearing about your ex-boyfriends. I have a problem hearing about the fantasy single woman that you're sure is better than you, that you're selling to the world.
Yeah.
Like, why? So you realize to the whole planet, our relationship is secret.
Yeah.
And like, I understand some Hollywood starlets or whatever, like if you're in a movie and you want to be a sex symbol, male or female, you may not want your, 10-year wife or husband or whatever on your arm, making people hate them. You might want to leave that vague so that your publicist can play with that a little. That's not the same as like outright, like who's that? If depending on which character she is, and you really don't see the flip because they're not that different. If Felix is nearby, what happens? Is she single? Because like that's worth a conversation when you're stuck in a car for a while with a coffin on the top of it.
Hey, we're gonna be in LA for a minute. Right. If I'm asked.
So yeah, right. When it's not in a podcast, when it's on stage and real, Felix should have a real like, hey, the change in your fame that you're looking for, that you're sure you're gonna pull off in a minute. That changes us, and we don't talk about that at all.
No, well.
Like seriously, Felix is like wet bread.
Felix, the only real storyline we can go with is that she has to dump Felix because Felix sucks.
But we don't do that.
The show basically even hands it and says that she's right and Felix is right to feel the way he is. And they kind of talk it out but don't, and they just kind of accept that they're both right. And then move on. And are like, well, we support each other or whatever. And also, she doesn't know what a podcast entails, or I don't know how his podcast works, but well,
we've seen part of his real podcast now.
And here comes a thing that because Serena Kerrigan wrote this, some stuff comes off written from a white affluent woman's perspective that actually has not done any like run a podcast, doesn't know how that works. Oh, I already took time off my podcast, and now I'm taking time off to go do this for a week. He's taking a week off of I'm assuming, weekly podcast.
And he in the episode we watched, he talks about like the pre-production and stuff on I'm sorry, like he talks about Billie Eilish. That is some "you are in Brooklyn, sir" is why this is happening for you.
Yeah,
like this. That's insane.
We watched a little bit of his actual podcast, and like the gag is that seems to be that he is aggressively normal.
Right, like
he talks to people that
the
aren't.
most boring guy on earth talking.
Yeah,
which is tame between two ferns, right?
Yeah, I would think. Like, I
I guess he wants real. They're getting more real interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked on the talent reel we watched of her.
She actually talked a lot about some substance,
right?
stuff,
Like some actual substantive. Like I don't not like Serena Kerrigan, and I think she's got real comic timing. And there's some funny shit in this show. That first episode when she's getting that coffin.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole conversation in that hallway with this coffin, like where the guy's like, no, I don't care about the backstory of what it is. I'm just telling you this object is fire hazard blocking this hallway.
You can't. It's got to get out of here.
And they're having this conversation, and she is only talking about what it took to build it and what it's used for in her show. And the guy just it's pretty good writing.
You can't get Barbie Dreamhouse Pink anymore. We had to just get it from China.
And this coffin's supposed to be like all of the gag is about how expensive and how heavy and well made this coffin is and why you can't fly with it and all this. Only it's real close to the camera and it looks like paper mache.
They don't have the budget to pull this
Swarovski crystal.
And the joke only comes off it's a joke that is held up by the prop. It's all about the prop.
No, it needs to look good.
It needs to look good, and otherwise you're going to be wondering what she's talking about, how expensive it is the whole time.
But like, I don't believe that thing could survive on the top of the car.
And so Serena Kerrigan being the writer of this also means that she writes from an experience of trying to write everyday scenarios of a road trip when obviously never having dealt with any issue whatsoever.
Oh my God.
So she comes off as affluent, bougie, whiny,
kind of prissy. Yeah.
And
so does Felix.
And completely, a better word would be out of touch. She is completely out of touch with any kind of everyman.
Well, like they both don't know how, literally Felix doesn't know how bathroom doors in bars work. Like they don't know how anything works in the real world, the flyover country world.
Yeah.
And also there's kind of a contempt for asking flyover country people how it works.
Yeah.
But I can't stress enough how much we never stop and get into anything that could be interesting in here, because we don't really make this road trip about them being weird Brooklyn in the rest of the world. And then you could pay the gag off of them getting to LA and
Serena
and both of them still being weird Brooklyn, except SFK. SFK's persona working in LA.
Serena Kerrigan obviously has a very natural comedic timing. I believe she has always been the funniest person. She was the funniest person in her high school. She's probably the funniest person in her college dorm. And she was the funniest person in an office she probably never worked at. But that's not the same thing as being a comedian. Because I think she wrote some jokes that she thinks are funny and technically should be. There's an idea of, hey, the hotel room is so gross, we decided to just ditch the hotel completely and sleep in the car.
Right. And there's ways to visually pay that gag off, man. You and I both watched horror movies where they kicked the door open on a hotel room where you were like, never step in there, forever unclean.
But when they kick the door open here, one, they just have trouble getting the door open, which I think they think is funnier than it is.
Right.
They do that gag again. And it's kind of dirty. It has a couple bottles of
like Jack Daniels,
and
there's something wet on the bed. I mean, it's not that it doesn't need to be flipped.
No, it needs to be cleaned, but also it's just not throw up in your mouth gross.
No.
It looks like a couple high schoolers partied in there and the maids haven't serviced it yet.
I feel like there are people that tidy up as they leave a motel room, and there's people that just pack their shit but leave it wrecked because fuck it.
Yeah.
And this just looks like the fuck it end. But with alcohol.
But I've seen a hotel room like that.
Right.
Or at least pretty close.
Right.
I'm sure almost everyone has. And the response is to go back to the desk and say, hey, that room hasn't been serviced yet. Can I get another room? And they will go, oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. The mates were already supposed to be there. And you get another room and that's your fucking experience. They think it's so horrifying that they mention it again later.
Yeah.
Of how gross it is. And then they don't go back into the office, like they sleep in the car because they can't go in that room, and it makes them seem unbelievably prissy,
just thin skin,
and to a point of like, oh my god, you guys have never had a real problem in your goddamn lives.
No,
and it to me it reads that Serena Kerrigan, even before she became SFK, must have came from money,
pretty sheltered. It seems like,
or sheltered in a way that oh, no wonder SFK and you aren't that different. I don't think your lives are that different. Like, I think SFK just had more sex than you. Like, also, I don't want to get into huge, but we got into a big thing of the logistics on here. But the fact that to fuck up a joke in the fact that they go into a public restroom later, the boyfriend has to go, and he's not feeling so good, and he has to do it in a public bathroom, and the public bathroom is not, righteously clean, but also it's not the dirtiest public bathroom I've ever seen.
Her mom created Super Sweet 16 for MTV.
Well, fuck this bitch. I'm sorry. I'm gonna edit that part out. So yeah, I guess our real rags to riches story. Yeah. So this is what she thinks is an issue. Him coming out of the bathroom, he's locked in there. So you're thinking like, oh my god, is he gonna be locked in there? Are they gonna have to bust him out? Is he gonna slip in some piss and bust his head? Is one of the pipes gonna break? What's the sight gag here that is going to pay off this bathroom joke? Is he gonna hit his head, like you break a stall? And I was thinking physical gags, but they actually don't have the money to break anything in this location.
Yeah.
Like,
her dad wrote on Homeland, Longmire, The Killing, The Americans, Bates Motel, and is the creator of Girlfriend Experience.
All right. So the fact that she actually doesn't have an LA job is weird. Then
they all live in New York.
Yeah, but
like her parents are both all their money comes from television.
I'm just saying why is she an influencer then? Why doesn't she have a producer gig somewhere in LA? Like, that's exactly how you get producer shit.
Right. And I assume that's what this is going to translate. Like, when I looked her up, she lists as actress, not like influencer and shit.
Oh, okay.
So like she's definitely already moved that, but it's just, why isn't this show a better show?
She could have just started actress. I don't know why she even did influencer then.
Did her dad read, her dad couldn't have possibly read this without going, hey, so that character doesn't grow at all.
No. I think she wanted to do this all by herself. So, but yeah, the payoff of the bathroom gag is that it's it's a push, not a pull.
Honestly, I'm still mad at him for locking the door on a multi-stall bathroom in a fucking bar.
Well, that means there's no way there's a lock on that door. One that actually
There's no way
locks.
there's not a line outside that door of guys twice the size of Felix who want to beat his pasty.
Like in a public room, like it's not a single room. It has multiple urinals, multiple stalls. So in my experience, those doors don't have locks.
That one doesn't have a lock. Yeah.
They don't have locks on them, or they don't have them anymore, or there's one that only turns with a key.
Right. You're lucky there's a knob in that. Like,
no. And most of them don't
they're
have
in
knobs.
a shitty bar. Like, they've stopped at a dive, it looks like, if I remember right.
In the fact that I have to explain fucking public restrooms to you is like, in a way that, you don't know that it's a gag that is immediately unrelatable to everyone, and I bet you won't even know why, because it's so ingrained in you, like, psychologically. I bet you no one will even think about it, but like, why the fuck can't he get out of that bathroom?
Right.
And it's because public restrooms open in and you pull out. You push in, pull out. Like, I'm gonna say pull out a lot. But and why that is because it's always more urgent to get in than it is to get out. So you want to be able to push in. You want to be able to go into the bathroom without even using your hands.
Right.
Like, you should back into, like, you could be able to headbutt into a public restroom and still get in.
Like, if I remember right, there's also codes about, like, the angle that the door, like, in terms of being able to, like, pull a door open and see someone pissing immediately, or push a door open.
There's absolutely codes about it too. But in a way
this dude, I'm talking Midvale School for the Gifted, leans into this door quite a bit.
I've never thought about it before until I watched this. And I was like, why does this bother me? And I was like, because I've never fucking had to internalize this before, but no person would make that mistake.
It's like, Little Green Men. Green Little Men sounds wrong. You don't realize that's a grammar rule, but it is, and it's in your brain, and it feels wrong when someone says that.
It's technically English, like it doesn't violate any rules.
Right, but there's an unspoken stacking order that's correct, quote unquote. This is one of those rules that you've seen and don't realize.
Right. And the fact that she thinks that's funny or is in any way relatable means that, like, oh my God, you've never used a public bathroom.
Or just-
what is your life like?
Or even if the joke worked, what's the onus of this scene? Like, so Felix just looks dumber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Felix just starts to look, seriously, Far Side joke dumb.
Even if the joke did work, it's a lame button on a scene.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's really dumb.
And so I think really what kills me about this show is Felix should not be on camera. I do not like that.
Well, it's
actor.
her real life boyfriend.
No,
He's not,
yeah, and so they, again, brand-wise, they can't crank it to 11.
He doesn't have acting chops either.
Right.
He is real bad.
Cranking him to 11 would seriously make this it. It'd be funnier if he were dead and in the coffin the entire time.
Oh, you want a weekend at Bernie's Felix?
Right. We could, oh, God, what was the corpse one with Ratcliffe and Paul Dano?
Okay.
It's a buddy comedy, but one of them's dead the entire time.
Yeah, fuck it, yeah. I forget.
Because, like, seriously, it's like Felix is giving me nothing here, man.
Man, you'd be more lifelike like a corpse.
Seriously. Like, if he just off-gassed every once in a while, it would be funnier.
I've seen corpses give livelier performances than you.
I don't know this man. That's not fair. He seems like a sweet
since
guy,
no one
but
learns,
Jesus Christ.
Since no one learns anything or no one really grows in any meaningful way, the only thing that would carry suspense is, does she make it to LA?
You know that the entire time, though.
But the one woman show she's putting on in between all these episodes that you're seeing interstitched is the LA show she is going to. You know she gets there from jump.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would have all those intercuts be that she's a TikTok influencer. I don't care where you are, you still got a fucking release, right?
Uh-huh.
So the road trip should be like TikToked every day. I'm an old, she's a TikTok person, and she should do a TikToker every day on her phone on the road trip. So at the end of each episode should be her from whatever state we've seen her left in from the 10 minutes of story, having to put on SFK and do a bit about it that's keeping the dream alive. And that would get harder and more insane every episode until she gets to the one-woman show, which she would have to rewrite on the fly based on what she's learned. Like, she'd be bitching about how, like, she doesn't feel like a part of it worked, and everybody's like, no, it's fine, I've seen it, it's fine. But she'd have to rewrite it on the fly, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't quite read. Yeah. That's what the weird thing, because some of those, which sometimes what she's saying, the crowd doesn't react in the right way, like they or are sad at wrong spots, or
like
laughing.
they're thoughtful when it's, yeah.
But like some of them are like, they're not laughing when it isn't genuinely funny. Like, I'm 30 now, so that means I've had to stop doing some things, so I've stopped doing coke as much.
Dude, her timing's on.
Timing's pretty good.
But it's weird that it's a self-deprecating joke when her confidence is, like, fake confidence is her brand.
Well, her self-deprecating joke seems to, like, even the self-deprecating is how much I party and rule.
Right.
Like, oh, God, my worst thing about me is how much coke and sex I have.
Right. Yeah.
That's the worst thing about her life is...
It's a burden being this humble.
Yeah, and which I think reads better on... I really think... So we
watched a few of her. I've flipped through a few of her TikToks, and like her brand works in short form.
So in the long form of this, in a long form treatment of, say, depression or unconfidence, I would say this is a long-term treatment, doesn't work. Like, it's the chemotherapy will kill you.
Right.
But as a take it as you prescribe it Prozac.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm about to go into a meeting and I feel like I'm not prepared. I need a 10-second TikTok video to pump me up and say, fuck yeah, you can.
As a human Jock Jams playlist, she's pretty fucking good.
And I think...
And like Flava Flav is not your therapist. Like, he's not your bestie that you cry on the shoulder of when you're divorced. But...
Also, he is not devoid of value.
Exactly. But like when you're about to walk into the meeting and you know you've done the prep work, but also you feel like you're just a stupid piece of shit this morning.
Yeah.
Flava Flav's your fucking man.
And so that video that gives you the confidence to get through that meeting, like, I think that is inherent value. Yeah. And I think she should be proud of that.
Absolutely. And I think there's a place for a show on it.
But the problem is because she comes from LA family and because she's a little too old, she doesn't think internet fame is real fame.
Right. It never makes sense to me how she's not already famous.
It is
like she is already famous, and then she's going to a place to become differently famous.
It is shocking to me that this show about creating a persona about confidence screams so often during it insecurity.
Absolutely. Because her fear of not being able to show me an extreme on either side, like there's more you could teach it. Like there's value here for your people that are getting a therapy-ish kind of thing from it. There's value here in showing the gap. And her insecurity, I feel like, keeps her from actually in PH cranking this to 11.
Well, like she sold out her show. Like, oh, there's a wait list. It's 3 people. Oh. That's about as much as self-deprecating as she can do. The show is still sold out.
Right.
She's just not as successful as she wants to be.
And that doesn't play as well, man. I don't care about that.
No, you got a Girls 5 Eva. We bought the entire... It's an empty stadium we're playing for. Also, there's not 500 people there.
No.
They shouldn't have said that. That's dumb.
No, it's dumb. Later on, she bricks a car with diesel fuel.
Yeah, in a way that... Also, again, like, have you never filled up a car? What is your life like?
Right. They then have a sequence where I'm certain that the mechanic is fucking with them, like trolling them. But we don't play that off or play it out. And they don't catch on. Like, they're just
Well, they have a
dumb.
problem that she approaches in, I don't know, like, again, because I don't know if it's just any intention of the joke, but she approaches it from such an affluent space.
I know they've never owned a car, it sounds like.
Yeah.
But God.
Well, they live in New York, so I get that. They have driver's licenses, but they don't really drive.
But you haven't seen enough movies to have ever seen anyone siphon gas then.
No. Well, the fact that they
TV.
can't figure this out they don't even Google search it. Their plan is to just see how far they can get on the diesel gas.
Right.
So, and I'm saying here, like, look, I'm not a mechanic. I'm pretty sure I could get us to LA with a fucking hose and a tank.
Right.
Okay? You fucking siphon as much as possible in there. You probably, without an actual pump or whatever, you're probably not going to get it all out. But you fill that bitch to the fucking top, and you dilute it as much as possible.
And you're still going to need to go probably get your
and
engine.
You're probably going to need to go do it after the show. You're going to
You should make it, I would think.
But you could make it. I'm
at the very least, Google that, for
I'm
fuck's sake.
I'm not a mechanic, but I'm pretty sure I could get us there.
And there's good stuff. She cuts the coffin in half, or try and like is gonna drive it like a fucking, she puts the wheels of the luggage on it and is gonna like boxcar like racer. That's pretty funny. It doesn't work. And the visual gag, whoever directing that episode, she just veers off the road. It's pretty great.
We see that there's an editor hard at work here that I'm sure killed himself.
Right.
There's 2 editors on this because the first one didn't make it all the way through.
But then she gets to the show, like her mom drives there and picks her up and takes her. Right. And so, okay, your mom could get there in time. Why did not take all of you? Like, anyway, but it doesn't matter anyway, because he waits there with the car and gets there on time anyway.
I guess she wouldn't have had time to do makeup.
Yeah, that's I guess what.
And that would have been horrifying.
No,
that's the stakes.
Right.
How could she be SFK without makeup?
Right.
To me, that would be even more. If you could be SFK without makeup,
then it's really personality.
Then it's you,
and not
Then you are SFK.
She should be furious that all she's got is the coffin and no costume changes and no makeup.
Yeah. God, that would have been poignant. That actually would have had
like step out in like shit covered.
That would have had some oomph.
Right.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm covered in shit. Fuck you. I'm Serena fucking Kerrigan. Yeah. Like that would have genuinely impressed me.
Right.
I feel like, again, I'm going to be harsher on her. I do think her TikTok, like, there's nothing wrong with her TikTok thing here. I now am no longer wondering why her writing style, she can't seem to write relatable characters or relatable situations. Like, given, like, knowing her background now, she's never had a relatable problem to you or me ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no, her whole world has always been different. When she was a kid, she turned upon one of her mom's shows or something, like Siesta Key or something.
Yeah, the fact that she can't really work out, she doesn't have an inherent understanding logistics of a public bathroom.
Actually tracks now. I
tracks,
get that. Yep.
And I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to hang with you. You seem like you suck. Like,
yeah. I don't quite see how that's an emerging voice. It seems like that voice could have emerged whenever her parents threw her a debutante voice emergence ball.
I mean, and what's fucked up is that I think she's taken acting classes then, right?
Yeah, I would think.
She's taken some improv,
right?
Or she's that naturally funny. But like, why be an influencer first to begin with? Why didn't, with those connections,
and
you could easily get on a
I think
sitcom.
that just speaks to my age. Like, straight up don't value that.
Yeah.
But also, I think part of the problem with this show is that seems more valuable than where she's going.
But if she doesn't value it, why is she trying so fucking hard to do the LA thing?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's probably gonna wrap it up for Older, Hotter, Wiser.
Indeed.
I would skip that. It seems like the IMDb rating fully agrees. And I may give one of the other. I still love this format. I may give one of the other ones a try.
What was it they said?
There's 4 or 5 others.
Chelsea Handler did this better.
Oh my God, with the top
21.
hat and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go ahead and skip. It's okay. Tune in next week when we talk about Chad Powers.
Chad Powers.
Another guy trying to reinvent himself in a way. And we'll see if Glenn Powell can make a funnier show.
Let's see what they add to the canon of the Chad Powers universe.
Are you a bug man? And until next time.
Because of the wolves.
Ow!